Innovate. Let's go.
I haven't used the lobby for a long time. Hello. Excuse me for all the coughing. My name is Stephen, otherwise known as Innovate. You can find me on Twitch at Innovated. At the I was going to say the information above, but it's not in this screen. At Innovated, you can also find me Innovated with the number 8. You can also find me on SoundCloud and at in-no-v and the number 8, and that's also my URL for my website, innovate.com, in-no-v and the number 8.com. That's my YouTube channel, inn.ov and the number 8. So hello, I'm Stephen, otherwise known as Innovate. Welcome to the stream. 'Tis the season. It's the Christmas season here, as you may or may not know, or you should do. And oh, excuse me, I'm sucking on some lozenges because my throat is weird. Yeah, I'm recovering from a fractured leg, so I can't train, I can't do much right now, and it's also the holiday season, so it's very quiet with my work and my clients. So I've done a little bit of streaming over the Xmas season. Yeah, just thought I'd see how it goes. So right now I'm into music making. Started a song over the last couple of days. It's not really a Christmas song, but it's about as Christmassy as I ever get. So I'm putting together a Christmassy song. It's not a Christmas song. It's got one dialogue that vaguely refers to Christmas, but it's absolutely not a Christmas song. In the regards to the way it sounds or the way it feels or anything like that. But anyway, don't know what this stream is gonna like. I don't know how this stream's gonna go. If I'm gonna finish the song, or well, my first goal is to finish the song that I started, but I'll probably start a new project as well. Because why not? So I basically want to top and tail this song, possibly dip into a new project, and see how that goes. So without further ado, let's get into the music, shall we?
Innovate. Let's go.
I've opened up the project where we're at the moment. Finally figured out how to get pop-ups going. I've had an ongoing issue with Fruity Loops. Well, Fruity Loops used to be called Fruity Loops. That's how old I am, because I remember it when it was Fruity Loops. FL Studio. My pop-up windows keep disappearing. So I have to capture the entire display in order to get the... I just noticed, have I got the line of... Yeah, I do have that. Okay. Got to tweak that setting. Hold on. Oh, I can't. Can I? Should I? Let's shove that back a bit. Oh dear. There you go. It's not good now though. Keeps missing parts. Excuse me while I think it's shift and nudge, is it? Yeah, there you go. Because I don't want my icons visible at the bottom of the screen. I guess it's okay missing that little toolbar at the side, because who needs to see that shit, right? Just nudging my window around. I think that will be as good as it gets. Is there anything at the top there? I'll make it a little bit larger if I can. What am I missing? A little bit on the edge there. Sorry, technical things. You know how it is. I think that's good. That's good enough. I'm going to lock that in place. Oh, it doesn't conform to the little border now. Poopy poop. I don't want to squeeze it in there, really. Oops. Some kind of compromise has to be figured out, I guess. What am I missing? The top of the interface? Do I need all of that interface, though? Really? So usually I would just reduce everything to fit. I guess that's not that terrible a thing. My bottom icons are visible, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter if my icons are visible at the bottom. I'd rather it look better in the interface than anything else, because I'm a kind of stickler for that kind of stuff. Isn't this amazing stream? Aren't you really excited you tuned in? Okay, I think that's good enough. At least to get the whole window then. You just have to put up with the... Oh, I can do something about that. Hold on. I can auto hide. Yeah, I'll do that then. Don't like doing that, but there you go. I can auto hide my taskbar. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. All right. Sorry about that. Messing around. Anyway, what I was saying is, yeah, I figured out how to get the pop-up windows visible. I'd had an issue with OBS that the VSTs, because I want to show you guys like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and, you know, what I'm manipulating at the time. But the issue I had was that OBS wasn't showing the plugins properly, so it would start showing a plugin pop up, and then when I'd move that pop up, it would just disappear from the view. So I couldn't show how I was working on stuff or what I was doing. However, now I'm just capturing the whole display, which is why my icons are visible at the bottom of the screen, or they were. So now you get to see the whole display and the pop-ups all the time, unless I actually physically move them out of the window. And I can always move them back in. Having said that, I realize as a streamer, you can never have enough monitors. Really, I could probably have 3 monitors here and still be a little cramped on space, which is crazy. I have 3 monitors. My laptop has 2 monitors and I have an external monitor, and I'm still struggling for space. Isn't that insane? Funny thing is, like, started out on tiny laptops and stuff like that, and it was fine. And you know, you work with what you have, right? When you work on a say a 15-inch laptop, you work with a screen that you have and you think everything's good. Then when you buy an external monitor for the first time, you know, you see those people on TV and they have like 5 monitors and all that kind of stuff, and you think, oh, that's crazy. Why would you possibly need that? Then you buy an extra external monitor and you start expanding your screen real estate. And it's like a crazy revelation. Suddenly you have all this space to stretch out things and to do things. With OBS, I'm still only using one laptop, but my laptop has 2 screens. So I've got 2 screens, a small one and a large one, a 4K, and also now an external monitor. And I'm still struggling for screen real estate. I still find myself shuffling things around endlessly, moving things around. And with OBS, with streaming, the situation just exacerbates. You know, it just feels even more crazy. So I'm still doing that now. I'm still like, you know, I swear, like 80% of my music making is just shuffling around monitors and, you know, shuffling around. the way things look so that I can actually do stuff properly. Anyway, having said that, let's get into the music. So yeah, I guess we'll go through it first time. Yeah, this is just something I started yesterday. And yeah, let's have a listen.
We are at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
So yeah, that's where I am. Oh, excuse me. That's where I'm at right now. Is basically I'm not far off finishing it. I think from listening to it. Then I think I'm really kind of just about doing little bits and pieces. Like I want to do a bit more of a build up between the main section and the breakdown, or the middle section, whatever. I don't even know technical terms. But yeah, I want to do a little more on the build up, and I need to finish off the song. Do something towards the end, extend it a little bit more, but I'm kind of there. So if you're interested, this was based on this. Now you can actually see these things.
The meaning of the thing about the holiday, there's something, it gives mankind, it's a kind of thing, it makes everybody, you just want to, you have such, there's such good, you have such, it just comes, it just comes from it, something about it, Holly, the little elves, there's all kind, there's that, there's a kind, it's a kind of, they want to make it, it's filled with, it's a time of state when things are just, it's filled, they want to make, it's a lot of bills is fun.
So bonus points if you know what that is. or rather, maybe you're showing your age if you know what that is, but that's actually a comedy clip from a comedian, American comedian called Lily Tomlin. And I guess she's doing a monologue about the Christmas season or the holidays. So that's about as Christmassy as I'm going to get on this stream. But it's fun. It's just this fun little. You remember that viral meme that went around a few years back with that kid that was like, have you ever had a dream where you want you could you want you should do you could do you want to do anything, that kind of stuff. It's that kind of same feeling, but everyone's used that and made music from it and done all kinds of things with it, but I didn't hear this one being used, and it's the same kind of feeling. So yeah, that's the center of it basically. I used a plugin called, where is it? XLN. Yeah, here it is. Love this fucking plugin. It's in the wrong window. There you go. Live by XLN Audio. Absolutely adore this plugin. It's just a song starter. For me, it just kind of gives enough of a way for me to kind of get in there and have the inspiration to start a song. And I used it on the main sample that's in the middle, the main keyboard sample, which is, hold on, I have to find. See, this is what I mean about shuffling windows. Okay, I'm going to put you down there for a second. Where is it? This one. Which I really like. Isn't it lovely? So I use that and I put it into Live by XLN Audio. So what Live is basically you can put in any WAV file. You can, and it has an app for your phone as well, which is really handy. So you can take your phone out into public. You can capture some live audio from anywhere, and then put that audio into Live by XLN. And what it does is it just kind of chops it up. It's kind of a beat rearranger, but it rearranges anything, which I really like. Highly recommend it. Unfortunately, it's an expensive plugin. I think it's like the regular price is 140. I think it goes down to as low as 80 when it's on. Even 80 is excessive. But I don't mind, because what it helps me to do is just give me enough inspiration to start a song. So it just took tiny bits from that synth loop, and it made a drum beat from it. So I took 2 loops from that. Basically, I got 2 loops. One of them was that drum beat, and the other one is, yeah. So that's the drum beat that I got from Live. And I think I also got this one. I fed that through a number of plugins, but you can tell that that's bits and pieces from the main loop. So I basically got the main loop, and chopped it up into 2 layers, and bam, there's my song starter. There's the inspiration that gave me the core to kind of start things, and then everything else followed from there, basically. In this section, fed it through a bunch of plugins. You know how it is. So that gives you some insight into where we're at, basically. And yeah, so life is great for me because life is great for me. The plugin life is great for me because it gives me the opportunity to kind of just get enough of a oomph, just get enough of an inspiration to manage to kick things off, to manage to start stuff, which is what I need usually. Usually I'm stuck on an 8-bar loop, or I'm stuck on like a nice start to the song, not really going anywhere. So life just pushes me over that line. It gives me enough to kind of continue the process. So that was that was the core of it, and that combined with that middle breakdown, with the kind of comedy voiceover, and that's what I've got so far. And I'm almost there, I think, to be honest. It's what am I looking at? It's just over 3 minutes at the moment, so it's a decent length. It'll be like 3 minutes 30 by the time I top and tail it. So I kind of just want to finesse it. I just want to kind of add a little more bits and pieces to it, just to kind of give it a little more shape, a little more structure. But I don't think there's too much more I want to do with it. I finished last night, A, because I was tired, but B, because I kind of felt like, oh, I'm kind of almost there. You know, you get that feeling? Well, I do anyway. You get that feeling when you're kind of in your gut that you're pretty close to a song. I don't feel like, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to over embellish it. There's a lot of samples I can drop in here and add, but I don't really want to be honest. It's kind of lean as it is. I prefer to end up on the lean side of things rather than the over the top side of things. So I'm kind of happy where I am. Yeah, so that's where I'm at so far. So what I want to do is this. I just want to give a little bit more of a raise to that middle section to build it up for the transition. So you can't see, I'm looking up, automatically changes the tempo to match the project tempo.
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse me. So I am finding just a little bit to kind of get that middle section built up and pushed through. And I don't think it needs much. I don't even think it needs this, but I'm going to pop it in there and see how it sounds. Unnecessary.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
This, the meaning of
See if I got any fills in D sharp minor. Probably not. It doesn't usually do key specific fills. Let's have a look. Excuse me. I kind of like that. I'm trying to get good transitional samples, basically. I have, what I mean, like going too dramatic or too epic or too trying to cram in everything that I possibly can to say this is a build up and then this is that section. I have a tendency of overdoing it, and I don't want to do it with this one. I want to keep it relatively minimal, but at the same time, I also kind of want to do a bit more of a transition. I think what I'm going to do is just edit what I've already got. So let's take that. See how that sounds. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit more subtle, so basically. See how that sounds. Love the long tail on that female singing sample. Just the way it blends into the next one. Beep, 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 beep. See what I'm at here. Listen to that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. That's Valhalla, by the way. Valhalla Supermassive, I think it is, with the echo. No idea. I'm just kind of trying to make it a little more of a manual fill. Sounds pretty good. Just need a little something, a little keyboardy thing, a little... 130.
Even when we were ready, she does it all. Oh.
Might be nice just to have that first chord in that sequence. Again, might not need it, might be over the top, because I already feel like I'm doing what I said I shouldn't do, which is leaning towards the too much in there. But at the same time, I do want a little something. Stick in that first chord. Hold on. So here. Not good at these. I should learn the keyboard shortcuts about. Okay, and I think the supermassive echo is 6. If I'm right. Yeah. Let's give that a go, shall we? Just a little something. And again, it'll just extend the tail into the middle section, which is kind of what I want here. I can hear it in there. Let's give it a little, but that's not before, it's after, and I don't even know if I need it after. It's there, but it's very subtle and it's kind of lost in the noise, so. Might be nice. Just as a subtle thing in the beginning. Let's see what we get. I mean, I've already got a pretty satisfying bass note out of that thing, but let's explore, shall we? And again, because I want it to have that long tail, I want it to leak into the rest of it. Definitely might not need this, so we'll see. maybe even introduce a little later. Let's see. I like the sound, but I don't think it belongs there.
I'm searching for a love that's true. Crave. So hot.
Hard to say. Hard to what's the word? Hard to vocalize what exactly I'm looking for. Just something to slot in that completes the transition. And I might not need it. I might have already done it with those little extra flourishes that I just put in. So it's kind of borderline whether I actually even need something, but you know, doesn't stop me looking. See, there are these build-ups. But to be honest, it's more of a kind of clubby thing, and that might be nice. That might be nice. I just want something to also stretch that first part of the very quiet stuff. You know what I mean? See how that sounds. Wonder if it'll go in super massive again. Might not need it. Definitely don't need. No. Nope. Not bad, but no. Okay, now I did also, I'll leave that for a second. I want to go back to the beginning because I wanted to do a few little keyboard flourishes in the opening as well.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us.
Now again, same principle as the last thing is that I want to kind of put it in supermassive just to see what the tail sounds like in the rest of it. Now this is also very heavy already. There's a lot of reverb and echo, so again, might not need this, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. This is a little more kind of experimental, exploratory, more vague. I always have a specific idea with the build-ups, with those crescendo sections. But this is not that. This is just little flourishes to grab the listener's attention at the beginning of the song, I think. Am I in screen? I can't tell. Oh dear. How unprofessional of me as a streamer. I sincerely apologize to your friends and family for being subjected to that.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
Let's put it up supermassive again, see what. Bit of a lazy solution to just slap it into supermassive. I should really, ideally, if I'm being good, I should put it on its own echo. Kind of figure out a reverb or an echo that specifically works with that. But at the same time, I'm like, meh, it's good enough. Yeah, let's have a listen.
Of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
It's nice, but I want more of a targeted flourish. Let's look at pianos. Like a chord or a hit or a... is it called a trill? I can't even remember. You know what I mean. A flourish. Isn't that pretty? Stick that back in there while I'm looking through stuff. At least you'll have something to look at. Let's see. It's kind of flourish-esque, flourish-ish, flourish-like. I don't want that pre-chord. I just want this little. Just want that little. Oopsie. Same with that one. Again, might not work. I don't know. And again, I want to put it up to 6 just to give it that extended tail. When I say 6, I'm talking about channel 6 where I've put the effects on.
Of a new wave of research. Of a new wave of research.
It's close. It's close, but I need a proper. See if I get any one shots. It's just looking for one now, which doesn't help. Let us sort by length. Length. Son of a bitch. Keeps pausing and starting. Weird though. Apologies for the interruptions. It seems to occasionally cut out and reconnect. I'd like to tell you why it does that, but I can't. Yeah, so let's stretch this out. So it's 130 right now. So let's say, what is it? 260, 520. Let's do 520. Let's see. I can never remember. I can never remember if it's supposed to be, which way the BPM is supposed to go to stretch it out. There you go. Right, so I've stretched it out. Now, let's do the lazy thing right now for Supermassive, but hello. That might be a sign to give it its own channel. Oh, I'm burping now. Let's have a listen.
Of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprise research.
I think if I give it a different, so I'm gonna, I think that was a sign actually to give it its own reverb. So I'm gonna use Valhalla again. You can't see I have the mixing desk off the bottom of the screen. So you can't see that. I'm gonna give, no, I've done this one before, I think. Reverb. I'm just gonna see what it sounds like. I have no idea. See, this is when I start having to shove around things. When I'm talking about, screen space. This is when it's that endless shuffling.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about
It's not bad,
our creative power.
It's not bad at all. Got a nice long tail.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
I think just the once is good. But I like it. Yeah. I need another flourish, like a synth. Something like that, you know, like little. It's going to be too much, I'm sure. Maybe I can subtlify it. But I know that's the kind of thing. And again, let's give it that long tail that I just gave the other one. Might be too much, but just a little oomph.
Beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us.
It's not bad. It's not bad. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, panning. Need to pan it. Just to give it some space in the mix as well. It's close.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising.
I don't know where to put that at the moment. That's the problem.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense.
Maybe. Not willing to give up on that quite yet. That might be nice. With a with that long tail again. That's 7, right? Could be 6 as well. Could be 6 as well. Let's try 6 on that one. That long tail. The difference is 7 is just a straight reverb and 6 is the one that kind of keeps coming back in the mix, if you know what I mean. It keeps repeating itself.
Of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world.
Let's give it 7. Let's give it a long that long reverb.
of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Explore.
Perfect, but I'm still not sure about that third one. That might be good as the end of it. Let's put that there. And let's give it the longer tail, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it might not be at the moment, but it sounds like it could be.
Wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
Don't like that. See, the rest of it starts being loops. I wanted a one shot, really. I might do it, you know. I might do it. See what else I got.
Yeah, yeah. Different.
One love. Maybe. Let's drop that in there and see if I can do a little build up to that one. Let's see if I can detect the tempo. What did I say before? 260 for 520, right? 520. No, I do not want to change the song to that. 520. Stretching out the and again, I'm going to give it that. I'm going to give it that extra reverb.
Wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
Lovely. I think that's good for the flourishes for the opening. Yep, very happy with that. Very happy with that. So that's resolved. Yeah, the thing that struck me last night is the flourishes for the opening, the link between the main section and the breakdown in the middle, and a way to end the song. I think I've settled the flourishes in the opening. What I think I'm still missing is just a little something to link to the middle breakdown, and then basically figuring out a way to extend and finish the song. but I'm very happy with what I've got so far. I think, especially with the opening.
We are at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
So it's still that little flourishy bit. Just maybe it's in the wrong place. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Something about that little flourish that I'm not entirely happy with at the moment. Don't know. Hard to say. Let's keep going with it.
We are at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
Still not sure. Get a little fill here. Crazy I put all these claps in there manually. Didn't use the damn things. Just little flourishes, you know. This is the difference between kind of me liking something and me kind of finishing a song off. These little fills, little touches, little flourishes that yeah, just make the difference between a song in progress and a finished song. What have I streamed for now? I don't even know. I don't even know.
We're at the beginning
Oh, just
of a
over
new
an hour.
wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
That little flourish just isn't quite doing it for me. Was always on the fence about it, but I think it's gotta go. Gotta go. It doesn't quite make the grade. Very close.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
Yeah. Getting there. So I think I've figured out the opening little bits. I think I've figured out the fills and the flourishes. Still on the fence about if it needs just a little more oomph to get to the middle section. But I'm not also against where I'm at right now with that. So I might just leave it. Oh, crikey. So I might just leave it there. Let's put on the air conditioner, actually. My computer is like screaming like a jet engine. And yeah, it just heats up the room after a while. I think all the heat that comes out of those fans, poor thing. La la la. So yes, I think I'm pretty close. I think I've done the flourishes in the middle. I think, I mean, in the beginning. I think I've done the little fill parts that I like to do kind of last, basically. Like I said, there might be a little more something to go from the main section to the middle section to the breakdown kind of thing, but kind of feel like I'm there. So it's basically just about this last this section, how long I stretch it out and how I wrap up the song. I think. Let's have another listen. Excuse me. I know this is the bit where everyone goes, "Ugh," but I need to kind of obsess over it slightly in order to get somewhere with it.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we scent the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
So if I just push through this last, excuse me, if I just push through this last section, basically, then I have something. But I'm just trying to figure out. So we're up to kind of here. Be nice for some lead or something. I don't know if I've got anything. Or an ARP. Got something there. It's subtle, but it just adds a little flourish. However, I think it's in the wrong spot, so let's try that. Stick it up in the, it's like a fill, basically, like a synth fill, just to give it a little oomph. Ummity So basically that. Extend that, but I don't want the vocal thing to outstay its welcome, so I'm going to strip that part down. But I'm going to listen and see what it sounds like with that little synthy fill. Don't need it for the first two, and I might not need it every one, but I think that works definitely. See, I kind of feel like it could just fade out. I don't often do fade outs these days. And I know it's not the thing to do with a mixed kind of club track these days. It used to be like every track would just fade out, right? And with a club track these days, it just kind of strips it down to a drum beat so that you can mix in the start of another track. Let's face it, when are these songs ever going to be fucking used in a set, you know? So it doesn't really bother me. But I think, oops. Let's do another one, but without the piano, maybe. Which is that one, I think. Such a classic house. Because I might be fine with that, basically. Let's have a listen.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of
I
research.
think I've got it, really. I think I've got it. I felt like I got it before I'd even thought about it. Should I get this bit going?
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research. Our creative powers are being stretched. We're learning surprising things about how we sense the world around us. Exploring the mysteries of the spoken word.
It's weird, sometimes it just feels like it's writing itself. But I kind of feel like I know what I want. Ooh, heart's racing.
We're at the beginning of a new wave of research.
I think I've got it. I think I have got it. I think I have got it. Yeah, it's good. Got it. Done. Sorted. I know when I've got it. And I've got it. Yeah, so what I am going to do is don't need to limit this one. Usually I put on a limiter on the master channel. Can I even do this? I don't think I can. Never used Fruity Loop's own mastering system before. Oh dear, I just realized I'm visible picking my own nose with a tissue. Oh well. It's what people do. Suck it up. Deal with it. Motherfunker. Oh, that's horrible. Or is it horrible? I don't even know. Yeah, this is all new to me. I've never used FL Studio to master anything, so I don't know. I hate in modern music where mastering just means make it louder, make it as loud as possible. Like that doesn't actually help. Okay. What I keep trying to say is I have a distrust of a lot of mastering software. I have a distrust of a lot of mastering software, like auto mastering software, not because they're necessarily bad, just because I'm not fully understanding what they do, if that makes sense. I'm not entirely like confident about what they do. Because I know if I minimize this, you'll see my desktop, right? What am I looking for? OBS Studio Ozone. There it is. Scanning my desktop. What have I got on there? Nothing terrible. A lot of bills. Okay. Modern, high intensity, and streaming. I think there is good. It's not quite done. Forgot about that. And what I'll do is I'll just cut the tail off the wave in the MP3. What I tend to do when I'm finishing off a track is, I'll export it as like a master wave file untouched. If the wave file is like maxing out the channels, which this one isn't, you can see. But if it's like maxing out or if it's too loud, I'll either turn it down inside FL Studio before exporting, or what I tend to do is use a limiter on the master channel just to take off the edge, just to kind of keep it right just under. And then I'll basically import it into Isotope Ozone. One of the few softwares I trust as a kind of mastering, as like a one-click mastering setup is Isotope Ozone. And I'll basically master it through Isotope Ozone, but I'll save the WAV file that was untouched from FL Studio if I want to go back into it, or if I want to reconfigure it or mess around with it something further. Then I will put that. I'll keep that just to make sure that I've got something. Yeah. This is the last step. You're getting to see you really behind the scenes now, because you're getting to see my desktop. Just checking again if I've got anything on my crazy on my desktop, but I don't think I have. Got some sample folders and things like that. I can show you the Lily Tomlin original file as well that went into that. The video file that went into that. I'm just waiting for this export to finish. Then I'm going to create a folder on Blue Chromatic Triangle, which is my album coming out in who knows when. But I've got an album of tracks that I'm working on. And this will be added to it. It's the least Christmassy Christmas song I can imagine. Basically, yeah, and I put that in a folder on my album tracks, but I also try and add to the folder whatchamacallit. This like the original elements of the samples. What I want to do on my website is kind of do a track by track guide and the elements that went into those tracks, so people know a bit more behind the scenes. If they're interested in any one track, they can click on that track and they can see a lot of visual and audio references about the things that I put together, the process that I did. I mean, I'm not going to detail it. I'm not going to bring up the streams, or I might do. I might refer to this stream, for example, in the making of this song. But just something to have as a kind of like, here's the elements that went together, and these are where you can source them and find them if you're interested in diving into the behind the scenes of the track, so to speak. Because I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be a nice. So visual references, text, paragraphs, posters, cultural references, anything around that song basically that contributed into the making of the song. I'll add that to the folder to be like, this is where those things came from. I think that'll be fun for people to kind of, obviously only if they're interested, but I think it'll give them something to go on, to look into if they want to go more behind the scenes about each track. So just coming up to the end of the mastering. What did I call it? A lot of bills. A lot of bills. So let's create a folder in Blue Chromatic Triangle. Computer's not happy because I'm making it do a large amount of things right now. Song's ready. No one will care because no one will watch this thing. But those are my tracks. A lot of bills. Did it finish? I think it did. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close that. Don't save. I'm going to take those. And I'm going to slide those into a lot of bills. I'm going to pull up the audio player that I used for my album. And what I tend to do is just add that into the track listing for my audio player. just because then I can hear it with the other tracks that I've selected with the album, and I can further decide what goes in and what goes out. That's there. And now the Lily Tomlin reference, which I was talking about, I'll pull up and I'll add to that. I have this thing called Instagram samples kind of folder that I've kind of taken stuff from reels and references and all kinds of random places. So where is the Lily Tomlin? So this is the original sample that basically went into that middle section. So I took that sample and I put it into a software called Accentize. What the fuck is that software called? Hold on. I'll check. How do I check? Doesn't matter anyway. Took it into like an audio repair software, like an AI based audio cleanup, similar to Adobe Podcast. That was the first thing I used. And then Adobe Podcast started being weird. So I used an audio cleanup software, an AI based audio cleanup software, and I took out the crowd, the laughter and the claps and stuff. And then that basically, and it also improved the quality of her voice. But it's really great for isolating voices. So yeah, if I play the sample, so there's audio. I mean, there's audience clapping and laughing at the beginning and throughout. And then this is what I came up with as the cleaned up version. So it did a really good job at like taking out enough of the background and also cleaning up the foreground. So I'm going to put those things in there. Oh yeah, shit. I know what I also need to do. Let's open up Audition, because I need to take that tail off. I forgot. I left a tail on the. I left a tail that needs to be cut off on the original WAV file. So let's slap in. Where is it? These two. You're getting to see a bit of the end stuff that I don't usually show on stream. Usually it's just all about the music, but I might as well fuck around with this stuff as well. So let's do the wave file first. So all this stuff is not needed. So I'm going to take that out. How long is that tail so far? We're talking about 8 seconds. I don't 8 seconds. A bit excessive. Let's see. What do we got? 5 seconds. I'm going to go to here, basically. I'm going to take this off. And then I'm just going to slap a thing there. So let's listen. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Same with this one. Just take off that. Zoom to the end. I just need like 5 seconds or something. 7 seconds. And go here. Take that off. And just slide it out. Yep, that'll do. So that's it. That is it. Basically, that's the way I export a song and master it and get it ready for use. So now you've seen a little extra behind the scenes that I don't usually show. But yeah, now you've got a full picture of how I export it and prepare it for use. What has it been now? Almost 2 hours. I might come back on, I might not. But either way, that would be a new stream because I've kind of done this song now. So set out, accomplish what I wanted to do, which is good.
Innovate. Let's go.
Hope you enjoyed that. You got a little bit of extra behind the scenes there, which is interesting. I didn't really intend to show that, but as I'm explaining the stuff, might as well show you the process from getting it out from FL Studio to getting it ready for online use, I guess. There could be more finesse. I'm not an expert in mastering. I wish I knew how to. That would be nice. I wish I knew. I should learn more. I should look more into mastering, basically, and figuring out that whole procedure. But it's not my field of expertise, which is why I tend to rely on. Isotope ozone, just to give it at least a broad sweep. I could pay for someone to master all of these tracks. Then I'd have to export all the. I have to find someone that's skilled in FL Studio. I'd have to export all the stems. It's a lot of just messing around that I don't think I have the patience for, and I don't know how much more of an improvement it might be. Amazing, might give it a whole other lease of life, but at this stage I'm not really that fussed. I just want to kind of get these tracks online and visible and useful, so I don't think I'll be kind of paying for professional mastering for these tracks, as long as it sounds good enough for streaming for me. And I know the purists and the professionals will be banging their head against their screen right now saying, why don't you make it 100 times better in the mastering? And I know. I fully realize that there is probably, if it's done right, it'll probably sound so much better. But I'm okay with what I have, basically, at the end of the day. I'm all right with that as being the way other people receive it. If it's not good enough, then I guess that'll be on me. But yeah, so I have an album full of tracks at the moment. I'm just still working on stuff just in my spare time to have a bit of fun. Otherwise, yeah, that was me finishing off A Lot of Bills, which is the next track. Didn't plan on that. Took 2 days, which is fine, which is about the smallest amount of time. Usually I kind of dip in over a number of days to follow up. This one took perhaps 3 sessions to complete. Relatively quick. Once I had that initial what's the word? That initial excellent audio life kind of variation from the master sample. Once I had that was pretty much my song right there. That was the song. That was enough to push me over the line to start assembling the track. So that was the most important thing, getting that stuff going. And that's why I love XLN Audio's Life plugin because it just pushes me over the line. It's really become part of my workflow, part of my core kind of my core song creation workflow now has usually been starting off with finding something from XLN Audio's Life, just enough of a little core loop, and then expanding it out from there. So I'm very glad I got that one. That's probably one of my most useful plugins right now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. My name is Stephen, otherwise known as Innovate. You can find me on Twitch at Innovated, and that's with the number 8. You can find me on YouTube at inn.ov and the number 8. You can find me at SoundCloud at in-no-v and the number 8. Or you can find other examples of my work on my website, which is www.in-no-v and the number 8.com, innovate.com. Drop me a line, say hi, like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. If you've enjoyed what you've seen. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching and engaging, and I will see you again in the next stream. Bye.
Innovate. Let's go.